everyone. This is Dr. Armstrong here with the latest edition of Tuesday Tips. Yes, Tuesday Tips, they are a little late this evening. However, I am glad that I'm able to get the message across to you today. Again, the commercial, if you're finding these tips to be beneficial in your life, please like, subscribe, and share. Let's go ahead and get to the meat of the matter today. We see that a lot of people are dealing with traumatic experiences in their life today. They are dealing with trauma from childhood, traumas from certain milestones of their life, and milestones don't always mean positive, and certain traumas from different experiences in their lives. So today, what we want to look at are responses to trauma. Every day we deal with different people. No two people are alike in any way. They may be similar, but they are not exactly alike. So therefore, when we encounter people with certain traumas, they tend to respond to traumas in one way or another. There are 4 responses, and they happen to all begin with the letter F. There are 4 responses to trauma that people often exhibit and present. And those traumas are fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Again, fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. What we're going to look at right now are some of the examples of each of these words: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And you may be able to pick up on this in some of the people in your lives. You may be able to pick up on these certain types of behaviors and responses to the trauma. We just don't realize, if you've never been traumatized in your life, you don't realize the impact that it has on one's daily life if you've never been traumatized. So let's take a look. The fight response: an angry outburst, controlling. They can even be bullyish, narcissistic, and intermittent explosive behavior, or known as intermittent explosive anger. The flight response, meaning that they are trying to mask the emotion or the effect of the trauma. Workaholic. They become an overthinker. There is anxiety, panic, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, for those who do not know the abbreviation. Difficulty sitting still. Okay? Difficulty sitting still. And they may become a perfectionist. All right? They may become a perfectionist. Freeze. The freeze response: difficulty making decisions. They freeze up. They get stuck in one aspect or another. Dissociation, they become disassociated from the people around them, from their coworkers, from many of daily tasks that we find enjoyable. They dissociate from it. Isolation, they become very isolated and withdrawn. We can use those words interchangeably in this aspect. And numb, they have no emotion. They feel nothing. Okay, they feel nothing at all. Nothing. And then there's the fawning. Fawning. They become people pleasers. Lack of identity. They know no boundaries. They're overwhelmed and codependent. These are responses to trauma. Okay? Our brain is wired to handle things in a certain manner. Okay? It's just the brain wiring is how we're wired. And you know, I want people to be on lookout, because for so long the African American community, we have shunned behavioral health. We've shunned it for so long. We've shunned it in the church. We've shunned it in the family dynamic setting. We've shunned it in our own personal beliefs. No, I'm not traumatized. No, that's not me. But I want people to be more cognizant of the fact that if we can notice the responses of our loved ones and how they are responding to certain degrees of interaction, we may be able to help them if they are not telling us something happened to me. And that's the hardest step. The hardest step is the admitting that something traumatic has happened. Look for the changes in your loved one, especially our young children. Look for the changes in our teenagers. More and more today, I'm getting calls from parents. Asking, Dr. Armstrong, can you take on my child? My child needs this, my child needs that. More and more. And of course, I'm going to help them because that is my profession. That is my passion. Be aware of your young teenage daughters. If they come home and they are acting withdrawn and they're isolating themselves or even young daughters, be on the lookout for your young men. If they become more aggressive, angry, that means there's something has happened in their world that you as a parent, you are not aware of. You as a husband, you are not aware of. You as a wife, you are not aware of. Listen, traumatic experiences can happen anywhere to anybody. But if you don't know the signs to watch and you just say, oh, they're acting funny today, or they're just in a mood today, or well, you know, sometimes that's just how they are. that's not helping them. It is enabling the behavior. It is enabling them keeping to themselves what has happened. The church, a place where we're supposed to be able to open up freely and express how we're feeling, will close the door to someone who says, I've been traumatized. You know why? Because they're not equipped to handle the trauma. I've been a minister a very long time, 24 years, 25, going on 25 years now. And I've seen certain preachers and pastors say, there's nothing that prayer can't fix. While that is true, and I'm not denying the power and the strength of prayer, however, we are human. And if the human nature of man is not taken care of, and the emotional state of man is not taken care of, then how can the spiritual man be whole and complete? The spiritual man has to live in this body. Pastors, take some psychological courses so that you can be equipped to be able to handle when your parishioner comes to you, Pastor, this is what has happened to me. Give them something more than we can pray about this. We have an obligation to our fellow man to be their protector. And I won't say, as Cain said to God, am I my brother's keeper? Because that was a smart alecky remark to God. Am I my brother's keeper? No, we're not going to say that. But we're going to say like the Apostle Paul said, bear ye one another's burdens. Be that person that they can come to and lean on, and not the person that they can come to get criticized. If we ever get criticism about the church will be such a better place. If we ever get denial out of the home of African American communities and other communities, not just African American, but if we ever get denial out of the homes, we would have a better society if we could do these things. It's my hope and my desire that one day we will face and see the effects of what traumatic experiences can cause for someone. You all have my prayers tonight. I'm sorry that the video is so late, but please watch in its entirety. If you're looking for a good therapist, reach out. If you're not comfortable with me, or you feel as though that I can't relate to you, there are others that I can refer you to. And I would be glad to, just so long as you have your healing. Thank you, folks. God bless.